What if I told you that the can of tuna sitting in your pantry has traveled thousands of miles, been touched by cutting-edge technology, and gone through over 15 quality control checks before landing on your shelf? Every single year, the world produces over 6 billion cans of tuna. That's enough to stretch across the earth nearly 3 times. But how is all of it possible? Well, today we're cracking open the secrets behind this incredible process, from ocean waves to conveyor belts, and revealing how tradition and technology come together to bring you the seafood staple. You won't believe what goes into making that perfect can of tuna. Now, before tuna became the star of your pantry, sardines ruled the canned fish industry. Back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, sardines were the fish of choice, especially along the Southern California coast. But in 1903, a combination of overfishing and poor ocean conditions caused a disastrous drop in sardine catches. Albert P. Halfhill, a sardine fisherman with a knack for innovation, faced with empty sardine tins and no sardines to fill them, Halfhill decided to experiment with a fish many considered a nuisance, albacore tuna. These highly migratory fish were plentiful off the west coast, and Halfhill discovered something remarkable. When steamed, albacore tuna turned white and had a mild and appealing flavor. Fun fact, tuna wasn't just an alternative, it became a sensation. The first canned tuna debuted in 1904, and by 1914, Halfhill's company was producing a staggering 400,000 cases per year. But the rise of tuna wasn't without challenges. By the 1930s, albacore tuna had disappeared from the California coast due to overfishing, forcing fleets to explore further into Mexican waters and beyond. Now, during World War II, tuna boats were even repurposed by the U.S. Navy to carry supplies, and canned tuna became a staple for troops overseas. However, the war also drafted many fishermen, leading to a limited supply despite soaring demand. After the war, the tuna industry rebounded stronger than ever. By 1954, the United States had solidified its status as the world's largest producer and consumer of canned tuna. Over the next few decades, countries like Brazil, Indonesia, and the Philippines developed large-scale industrial tuna fisheries, making tuna a global commodity. Today, canned tuna is an everyday staple, but its journey from sardine substitute to international superstar is a story of resilience, innovation, and the incredible ways that humans can adapt to challenges in food production. Canned tuna's journey begins far out at sea, where large fishing vessels embark on a weeks-long expedition to catch the best tuna. These massive ships are like floating factories, equipped with everything needed to ensure the fish remain as fresh as possible the moment they're hauled aboard. Once the tuna gets caught, the clock starts ticking. To preserve their quality, the fish are either chilled, stored at low temperatures, or frozen at sub-zero conditions right on the boat. This ensures that when the tuna finally makes its way to the shore, it's as fresh as the day it was caught. But here's a fun fact you might not know. The world's tuna industry is enormous, feeding millions of people every year. Yet with such high demand, sustainability has become a top priority. That's why many fishing fleets work under strict guidelines, using certified sustainable methods to protect marine ecosystems. Nets are designed to reduce bycatch, ensuring only the right species get caught, and fishing zones are carefully managed to prevent overfishing. After weeks at sea, the chilled and frozen tuna is then transported to a cannery somewhere out there in the world. Now, these factories are where the magic really happens, turning fresh fish into a convenient canned tuna that you know and love. Now that the tuna has made their journey from the ocean to the factory, it's time for the real magic to begin. This step is where the tuna is put to the test, getting sorted, cleaned, and cooked at breakneck speed. But don't be fooled. Every move in this process is designed for precision, ensuring only the best fish make it into your can. First up is sorting. The fish travel down a high-tech conveyor belt where they're automatically scanned and weighed. Machines use sensors and cameras to check the size, shape, and even the condition of each fish. This is where the magic of tech comes into play. No human eyes are as fast or as precise as these machines, so only the highest quality fish can move forward. Next, it's time for cleaning. This isn't just a quick rinse. The tuna are meticulously washed to ensure there's no residual salt or debris. Machines shower the fish in a steady stream of water, scrubbing them clean. The scales? Gone. Any remaining impurities? Eliminated. After this process, the tuna are as fresh as the moment they were caught. But we're not done yet. Now, the tuna get a taste of the heat. Literally. They're placed in massive pressure cookers where the fish are cooked under high heat and pressure, ensuring that they're both safe to eat and perfectly tender. But it's not just any cooking method. These pressure cookers have been fine-tuned to maintain the perfect cooking temperature, just hot enough to keep the tuna's natural flavor intact without drying it out. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that tuna are cooked in these pressure cookers at temperatures over 250 degrees Fahrenheit? That's hotter than your average oven, but don't worry, the high heat helps lock in flavor and ensures your tuna stays juicy, tender, and ready for the next step in the process. Once the tuna is perfectly cooked, it's time for some final touches. Machines trim off the head and tails. What's left is nothing but just pure, tender meat. The fish are sliced into uniform chunks, ready for the next step in the canning process. Each piece is just the right size for that perfect can of tuna you'll find in your kitchen. And even with all this automation, humans are still the final gatekeepers. Factory workers stand by, inspecting each piece of tuna as it's placed into containers, making sure it meets the highest standards. Once the tuna has been cleaned and cooked, it's time for the machines to take over. First up, weighing and portioning. High-tech equipment scans each batch of tuna to ensure it's the perfect weight. Next, the portioned tuna is swiftly transported into the canning station. This is where things get really fascinating. Robotic arms expertly pack the tuna into cans, moving with the precision of a symphony conductor. These arms are programmed to handle thousands of cans per hour, turning what could be an exhausting manual job into a seamless operation. And it doesn't stop there. Each can zooms along a conveyor belt to meet its match, the sealing machine. This isn't any ordinary lid. It's a hermetic seal that locks in the freshness and keeps out anything harmful. These seals are so tight that they can withstand extreme temperatures during the sterilization process, ensuring the tuna stays safe and delicious for months or even years. But what about quality control? These machines scan every single can using X-rays and cameras, checking for imperfections invisible to the naked eye. If something doesn't meet the strict standards, it's automatically removed from the line. By the end of this stage, the tuna has been transformed from fresh catch to a perfectly sealed product, ready to be sterilized and sent off for packaging. It's a dazzling display of what happens when innovation and tradition collide, proving that even something as simple as a can of tuna can be a masterpiece of modern engineering. Once the tuna is perfectly portioned into cans, it's time for the magic that ensures that your tuna will stay fresh and safe: sealing and sterilization. Here's a fun fact. The idea of vacuum sealing foods dates back to the 1800s when Nicolas Appert discovered that heating food in sealed containers could preserve it for months or even years. Today's process is a high-tech evolution of that groundbreaking technology. Discovery. But sealing, it's just the beginning. While those cans look ready for your pantry, they've got one more crucial step before heading out the door: the sterilization chamber. The cans are whisked away into giant chambers where they're heated under high pressure, typically reaching temperatures around 121 degrees Celsius or 250 degrees Fahrenheit. This step isn't just about cooking the tuna a little more, it's about ensuring that every can is 100% safe. By eliminating bacteria and microorganisms, sterilization gives the tuna its long shelf life without needing any preservatives. Here's another cool fact. The sterilization process is so effective that a can of tuna can stay fresh for up to 5 years. That's longer than most of us keep food in our pantry. Every detail in this step is so carefully controlled. Sensors monitor pressure and temperature to make sure every can is treated evenly. Quality checks are constant. If even a single can doesn't meet the exact standards, it's flagged and removed. After all, when it comes to food safety, there's no room for compromise. Once sterilized, the cans are cooled down rapidly and then checked one last time for any imperfections. Then they're labeled and packed, ready to travel across the globe. From your local supermarket to remote towns, these cans are designed to stay fresh, tasty, and safe until the moment you're ready to dig in. Now, what's truly mind-blowing is how this process combines the science of food safety with the art of efficiency. In under an hour, a raw piece of tuna can transform into a perfectly sealed, shelf-stable snack that can last for years, ready to be enjoyed anywhere in the world. Now that the cans are sealed and sterilized, they're ready to hit the road. But how do they get from the factory to your dinner table? Let's take a closer look at the final step: packaging and distribution. Hey, did you know that the average tuna can is engineered to withstand immense pressure during shipping without denting or breaking? That's because the shape, size, and material are optimized for durability and stackability. Machines carefully align and stack these cans into perfect rows, while robotic arms wrap entire pallets with protective film faster than you can say sushi night. But here's where it even gets cooler: the logistics network. Every can is tracked and traced, ensuring that it reaches its destination on time. Trucks loaded with these canned goods travel thousands of miles, supplying supermarkets, restaurants, and homes around the world. Behind all this high-tech wizardry, there's also a touch of human expertise. Workers inspect every pallet to ensure quality and safety, keeping an eye out for any issues that even the smartest machines might miss. It's a seamless blend of human intuition and machine precision. The next time you pop open a can of tuna, you're not just grabbing a quick snack. No way. You're holding a tiny marvel of engineering and innovation, decades in the making. Think about it. This little guy, he traveled all the way from the vast ocean through state-of-the-art machinery that cleaned, cooked, and canned it with precision that's down to the gram. So what's next on your plate? Got a factory or food innovation that you're curious about? Well, drop a comment below. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Trust us, you don't want to miss the next behind-the-scenes peek into how your favorite foods are made. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Food Tech Stories.